Hi everyone, and welcome back to Woodside Farm. So, got a bit of a convoy going on. I'm just clearing up the combines from yesterday, and then we're going to come back with the RW 700 forestry mulcher, and we're going to clear up those trees which have sort of flopped into the field. I'm hoping these are going to get back in one piece. We're going slow because I don't want the headers to fly off. I'm just trying to keep an eye on that New Holland which is following the John Deere. It's still coming. Seems to be working well on the Follow Me mod. We should be okay now we're on the road. It messed up a bit earlier on when I was coming out of the field, but yeah, it should be fairly good. I wouldn't have thought it would lose its header down here, but you never know. But these are going back to the other yard now, where they came from. The John Deere is not going back in the shed which it came from though, because that is a very, very tight shed. I might just about put a tractor in there, but not a combine and header. Yeah, the John Deere is going to go in the same shed as the New Holland. I think we lost them. They're still coming slowly, but they're not very fast. Right, just about regrouping there. Of course, the New Holland is towing its own trailer. But yeah, we're going to be clearing up those trees. They are a bit in the way. Some of them would have been okay. It's the ones which really have flopped into the field. They are in the way because the auto combine crashes into them, and it also notices the collision, which is annoying because it stops every time. So we'll just get them tidied up. That should be today's job, which means I probably won't actually need the skid steer today. I thought I would, but it doesn't look like I will. Right, I think from this point onwards, with the exception of this John Deere combine, I'm going to have to switch off Follow Me because I don't think the New Holland will be able to manage it through here. It will most likely crash. The combine's crashed anyway. Right, so just taking them off the main road there, and I've switched off Follow Me. I'm going to reverse the trailer into the shed, and then it should just be as simple as putting the two combines next to it. I'm hoping. The hardest thing is getting out again when I drive the combines in forward. But yep, there we go, that's the header. So now it should just be able to drive them in. It should be really simple. And then we can crack on with clearing up those trees. Whoa, that's bright. Okay, and now for the New Holland. I'm not sure why they've all got the lights on. That should be fine just in there. So I think that is a good shed for the combines to be stored in. So I've actually tried to use the RW FM 700 forestry mulcher, what you use to clear the forest with, and I couldn't actually get it to work with the tree branches on this map. Now I don't know if it's just the mod, that it doesn't actually shred a whole branch, maybe it's just for tree stumps, but I couldn't do it. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to put a front loader on this tractor and also a log grab. I'll then use a chainsaw and strip off all the foliage on the branches, and then we'll use the log grab and we'll make a relatively neat stack of our branches somewhere at the side of the field, which we could actually sell in the future. So not what I wanted to do initially, but it's going to clear this field anyway, so it's still going to work. It's just my original plan was to completely shred all of the overhanging branches. So back up to the store, and we'll put that on along with the log grab. And to answer the questions from yesterday as to why I didn't do straw for this field and bale it, the reason for that is because with those smaller combines it's really hard to actually do a good swath, a good windrow with the combines, so it makes it really difficult to bale. I could use a windrow, and that takes up a lot more time, and I'm also not desperate for the straw. So that is the reason for that. Yeah, the foliage is quite difficult to strip off. It is working slowly. But I think if I can sort of pull these out the hedgerow with this, then it'd be handy. It's actually quite a reasonable sized branch, that. Probably worth a bit of money. Right, so if I just stack them somewhere out the way, really they just want to be pushed in, just so the combines don't see them or hit them. Doesn't have to be too neat. That's clearer. Looking a lot better. I don't know if I will actually come back to these to sell them. They're a bit of a mess. I might do. But I'm just trying to get rid of them from overhanging, because they really are quite a lot. I'm not sure how many there are actually which do overhang. And there seems to be quite a large one here. If I can cut it, I'm like, yep, just about. Yeah, that was a big one. And yeah, generally there does seem to be quite a lot overhanging here. That's good. And next one, can't really see too much because of all the foliage. Again, it's looking neater. It's not right. There is some more that have to come off. Possibly that one. And again, this one here. I think really there'll be nothing really left of these trees when I'm finished with it. I'll be stripping them right down to the stump. Yeah, that was a big section. I need to probably use that and just clear them out of the way to be able to see what I've done. If I can somehow strip all of the foliage off, that would be handy. It's looking neater. Right, so it's looking a bit better, but they're still in the way, so I'm going to have to shift them. Probably put them in a more open area where there's a bigger grass headland. I'm not sure how well they'll stay on here. That's the general idea anyway. Just so there's no collisions to hit when we're doing the harvest. It'd be amazing if you could just stack them all up and then have a big bonfire. That'd be a quick way of disposing of them. So that's the big ones from just there. Now there's just a few more here. Here's a big one. Could really do with a rear weight ideally. But yeah, if the forestry mulcher had worked, then this would have been 10 times better. It's not the video I initially anticipated, to be honest. It really isn't. So just making do with what I've got. One more larger one here which I've missed. So I think there's one more here. And then we'll be able to go back into field number 1, which I might have already done then. Go into field number 1 and just finish off there. There are a few more. Not sure what it is just there. There is something really stuck, but I've cut them all off already, so I don't know what's going on there. There's the cut. There's a cut. Ah, possibly just here. That might have freed it. I'm not sure. Can't seem to shift it despite me cutting it multiple times. Just doesn't seem to move. Right, so into field number 1 again. It's looking much better there. Everything's pushed into the side. Looks quite smart. We've just got this bit here. The rest of the field's fine. Clearly, a lot of work is going to have to be done here. I think it might be easier just to take the entire trees down instead of fiddling about with the branches. Because there is so much. That's number 2. And number 3, they're all facing the same angle. And, ooh, bit of a mess there. Number 3, facing a different way. That one might not be too bad. And then we're into a little woodland area. So, clearly it's been left to overgrow, which has made it a bit difficult. But we're sorting that out now. And that one should be the last one just there. So yeah, they just need to be taken away and put somewhere out the way. That one's been done. This one here, final one. Yeah, you can see I've cut them down. So I'm now just going to jump in the tractor and basically just go and stack these, probably in a corner, and then when we come to drill it we can just avoid that corner. Carrying an entire tree on a front loader. We'll just make a big heap and then we'll avoid this later on. We'll just put a curve on the field. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on. There's about 5 to do, I think. Starting to produce quite a large stack here. Great big heap of trees. It keeps them out the rest of the field. Okay, and I think there's 2 left, so we'll just do them. And the final one. And there we have it. It's totally clear now. We can now get to the edge of the field with the combine. Much better, and I think everything else is okay. And those trees over there aren't overhanging the field. So, that's it for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Now I know it wasn't what it was supposed to be. I just had to quickly think of a way of shifting these trees without using the forestry mulcher, but it has actually worked quite well. So, we're now going to be able to successfully cultivate and drill this field in the future. So thanks for watching, and you can join me again in Woodside Farm tomorrow. Bye for now.